Hello and good evening everyone, and welcome back to my vlog. Now, in case you haven't been watching some of my reading videos, because I get it, they're not for everybody. I've been reading a book called You Are Awesome, and then one of the things the book's told me to do, or anyone reading the book for that matter, was to make a worry jar. You write down things that worry you and you put them in a jar. Now, I don't have a jar. Well, actually I do have jars, but they've all got stuff in them. No empty ones. But I didn't really want to keep a worry jar anyway, because my worries are up here. And so I decided I would make a dedicated video just to talk about the worries, so I could share them with other people. Now, I am going to talk about my worries, as the book suggested. There's going to be no jar or anything written down, but it's all going to be up here. Now, that doesn't mean anyone else has to share their worries with me. Okay? You don't need to worry about sharing your worries with me, okay? Because it's about me, okay? The only person you need to share your worries with is yourself. Or maybe a loved one if you trust them enough. But yourself is the most important one. So, I need to talk about the things that worry me, you know? There's a lot of things that worry me. A hell of a lot. You got things like death. Death worries me. I worry that I could have cancer right now and not know about it. I worry about World War III happening, considering everything that's been happening in the world lately. I worry that, someone might just say, yeah, let's launch the bombs. And that's it. Ironically, in such a world where the bombs do go flying, I'd rather not be here. I worry about failure. Actually, it's probably a proper one. This is failure. Failure is something I've always worried about. Failure. The fear of doing something and failing. Now, I should point out, I've never really had much faith in me. I've always been a bit of a screw up. And I've always expected myself to screw up at some point. Now, this is one of those things where I'm a hypocrite, because if I do something like me, I'll say, you're not a hypocrite, you're not a screw up, Jim. You're just, you make the occasional error, but no more than anyone else. But the moment I do, I'll make one small error and I'll say to myself, Jim, you're an idiot. You are the most stupidest person to ever walk this earth. You should just give up now to save upsetting more people. And I'll never do those things again because of one mistake. And I'll remember those mistakes. And the fear of failure is what's kept me in the life. It's the main thing that's actually kept me in my life as it is. The fear that it just won't work out. I mean, I've never lived abroad like I always said I wanted to, because I'm scared. Scared I'll screw up. Scared I'll regret it. Scared I'll do something stupid. And end up losing everything. More than what I started with. This fear has literally held me back all my life. I worry that it's like, let's go back to the example of me living in another country. It's like, I worry that if I'm not 100% fluent in the language, people will hate me. I worry that one day I'll say the wrong word and I'll end up in a situation I don't want to be. Because what I thought was a simple greeting or a nice little thing to say to someone has turned out to be some grand insult. And these scenarios were playing in my head sometimes. And I hate it. It still happens now, but not as much as it used to. I've been really good this year. I've been really good. It's like, when I've gone out this year, since January 1st this is, I've barely listened to headphones, you know that. I've had them in my pocket, but I've barely used them. I'm actually taking the advice I made in that other video where I said, don't put your headphones in your ears and you'll be surprised what happens, or something along those lines. There'll be a thumbnail on the screen about now of what I actually said. And that's another thing that worries me. Well, failure, actually you could probably say my worry of failure is what controls all my other fears. Because failure is connected to all of them. You can make a big diagram where you have all my fears and they all go into this big bit in the middle that says failure. You know? I don't often talk to people because I'm worried I'll say something stupid or something will just go above them. If someone, which is failure, I mean, if someone says, what do you like? I don't always know what to say, because I think if I say I like this particular thing, they won't get it and they just think I'm weird. Failure again. What are you thinking about, Jim? I don't want to tell them because that would make people think I'm weird and where I am. Failure. Actually, you could probably put, as I said, you could literally put all my fears and put them all under the category of failure. Failure, you know, the fear that I'm not good enough for anything, you know? And sometimes it, not so much lately, but throughout most of my life, it has literally eaten up at me inside. And that is why my life is the way it is now. Because I've never really done anything out of the ordinary, you know? It's only the last couple of years, you know, that I've started to do stuff. But other than that, really, I've always never really done much because I've always been scared of failing. So I've always just stuck to what I knew. I never tried that new food because, you know, if I try something new and I don't like it, that's failure. That's money wasted and experience wasted. If I actually meet up with that old friend who gone and touched me, then chances are I won't know what to say, and they go back thinking, oh, alright, boring idiot. Again, failure. Could I speak to that one? Nah, don't bother. She'll just think I'm an idiot anyway. Failure. And it goes on and on and on. And I use previous experiences where these things have happened, and I use those experiences as proof that it will happen every flipping time. And I'm tired of it, you know? I'm very, very tired. But I know I've said this many times, but this year I'm not going to let failure dictate me. It's like a big person, a very big person that's grabbed hold of me, and it just refuses to let go. But what I've got to do, I've got to escape, you know? And I've slowly been doing that. It's like my exercise. I'm getting okay at it. I'm still doing it, amazingly. I mean, I've had many phases in my life where I've just said I'm going to start exercising and do it all from now on. And you know what? Within about a month, I always stop. It just stops. I find a reason not to go and then I never go again. But this time I've actually kept it up. And the more I think about it, the more I see that I am getting better. I am getting better. I mean, well, I couldn't go jogging this morning. I planned to. This morning I planned to extend it so that the total distance would be 5.2k, which would be 5.2 kilometers, which would be more than the 5k race I wanted to enter last year. Don't need to enter a 5k race now because I can do it here. I mean, I couldn't go because there was snow and ice everywhere, and I probably would have slipped over and broken a bone or something, and I wouldn't have been able to do this for several months. But the point is, I have been doing it, you know? I've been exercising. I've actually lost weight. You see that? Did you see that big red coat I was wearing in the Christmas Day video? Last winter, that coat didn't really fit me. Well, I could do the sit up, but my big belly would make it so tight. And now I can sit down in that coat. Before, if I wanted to wear that coat and sit down, I had to undo the zip and just do up buttons and hope they stayed done up. I'll let you in a secret, people. Half the time they didn't stay done up. I also have that other black coat, which now fits me. Couldn't wear that last year either. So I am doing it. And I know this is just a start, but starts are important, because if you don't start, then you can't carry on. And how do I put this? No, forget that. I have started. I am making progress, and that is the most important thing of all. And it shows that I can do it. And I know it's going to sound corny, but it shows that you can do stuff too. Okay? And I mean this, okay? I know I said, well, think about your worries, and I want you to think about your worries, okay? But I want you to do one other thing, okay? I want you to set yourself a goal, okay? Doesn't matter how boring or obscure or easy you may think it is, but I want you to set yourself a goal that you can achieve, and one that will make your life better. Okay, it doesn't have to be exercise, it doesn't have to be learn a new language, just set yourself a goal. Don't have to share it, but set yourself a goal. Okay, set yourself several goals if you want. Actually, set yourself more than one goal. Set yourself several goals of things you can achieve. And like I said, like if you go back to a New Year's Day video, I set myself some goals, and I'm going to achieve those fucking goals. Pardon my language, I'll see if I can beep that out in some form or the other. So I am going to go on a date this year. I'm actually going to meet a woman on a date. Doesn't have to be successful, but I'll do it by the end of the year. And it's only January 5th, so got tons of time. Really do. My mental health is getting better. Did you know that I walked to... Actually, you won't know this yet because you won't be seeing the video until the 10th of January. But I walked to Brighton. That's right. I walked all the way from where I live to Brighton. I walked around Brighton a little bit. Got some lunch. I walked up London Road. Walked back into Brighton. Ended up walking up to Hove. All that walking in one day. That was like 4 days worth of walking. In one day. It took me about... I was about 8-9 hours, I think. I actually mentioned the time it took me in the video. And... do you know, I took my headphones with me though, but I did not use them once that day. As you know, I tell a lie, I did when I had lunch. When I had lunch, I listened to my headphones to a podcast. That was it. After that, I took the headphones out of my ears and I never put them back in. Now, for most people, that's nothing, but for me, that's really amazing. Because most of the time, my mind will be my worst enemy, and the headphones are the only thing that blocks it out. But not this time. This time I've done it all on my own. And that makes me really happy, because it's my goal. You know? One of the things I didn't mention in my New Year's Day video was that I need to be less reliant on headphones. I've got to conquer my own demons. And I can do it. I am doing it now. And we can all do it. I mean, I know there's going to be someone, okay, who literally can't go because they've got tons of trauma, but the average person can. Okay, and if you feel you can't, then just try. Just try and be better. Okay? Just try and be better. It's doable. It really is. Because the fact is, my fear of failure has held me back for the last 41 years of my life. I mean, if I didn't have that fear, I don't know what I'd be doing with my life. It could be better, it could be worse, it doesn't matter, but it's held me back. But I don't want to be held back anymore. I want to actually do stuff. I actually want to live life, you know, without that fear. I can't, and I don't want to keep using my previous bad experiences as a reason to just shut myself away. I really don't. I mean, that's one reason I started this vlog, so that I could record myself getting better. I mean, at the beginning of it, it's just me talking about things, but not really doing much about it, if I'm honest. But now I am doing something. I'm actually achieving stuff. And I'm going to keep achieving stuff. And you're going to know about it, because I'm going to talk about it. It's like the exercise. I'm damn proud of that. I know for someone who's been exercising, other people exercise, they're probably looking and say, is that it? But I don't care. It's good for me. For me. That's what it's good for me. And it makes me really happy to think about. Because this is it. This is when my life gets better. My best years may be behind me, but I've still got some dang good ones ahead of me. I know if I keep up the exercise, I've got many good years ahead of me still. I mean, granted, I know I need to improve my eating habits, but I'll get there. I'll get there this year. And I'll promise each and every one of you, okay, I will achieve my goals. Okay, when I achieve my goals, that means you can achieve goals too. So please, people, okay, when you're watching this, okay, please do not lose hope, alright? I know it's hard. I know it may seem impossible, and it did for me for a long time. But it's not impossible to do stuff, okay? Just keep hope. Okay? And in time, okay, we can all share our experiences together. I hope we can anyway. Because I know there are people who watch these. I know you don't say much, but then again, that's okay. You don't have to. Knowing you're watching is enough. Knowing you people are out there listening to me and doing it more than once is good for me. And it makes me happy, and it gives me the strength to carry on this journey. And I hope you don't give up on your journey either, people. I really don't. So to go back to what I was saying, think about your worries. Keep them up here. All write them down, whichever's good for you. And think about ways to conquer those worries, okay? In the book it says over time, the more you think about those worries, the less you'll have. And eventually you'll be able to take them out of the jar. I mean, my jar is mental. You may have a real worry jar, then that's good. But my worry jar is going to be mental. It's all up here. And the idea is I want to empty that jar. Okay, so all my fears, all my worries will eventually just not be there. And that's it, I'm afraid. That's it. I hope that each and every one of you is still listening. If you are, thank you very much. I want to say thank you for joining me on this journey. And it has been a pleasure. It really has. I'm not going anywhere. These videos are still going to carry on being made. I'm still going to read the books. I'm still going to go places. No matter what happens. So until next time, people. Please take care of yourselves. Bye.